Gabby the game night, Gabby the game night, Gabby the game night, yay.
Hey guys, it's Gabby the Game Night here, and I am back playing some more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Dual Destiny Man. Basically, it's December 20th, 10:15 a.m. Destiny Code number 5. We're somewhere. Code is now in session.
I think you forgot to mention that Johnny was here.
And Johnny's here.
I can see Phoenix and Athena.
The judge died.
The judge is gone.
I suppose we should reconvene the trial Solomon Starbuck or something.
Your Honor, could you please come out from under your bench? Sorry. There are no more bombs, I promise.
Oh, yes, my apologies.
Did he just teleport there?
Yes, I know it's a transmission, don't you?
Goku?
I'm so little jumpy when it comes to trials involving bombs.
This is what happens to Goku when he becomes old.
Yep.
I mean, first the courtroom exploded.
Kaboom!
And then Mr. Tornado self-destructed. He used self-destruct, he's a Pokemon.
I guess that's one way of describing what happened to Tonate.
Anyway, it seems that Mr. Justice was seriously wounded by Mr. Tony's actions.
You, Mr. Justice.
No, I'm Mr. Judge. Justice is Apollo Justice.
Oh.
So, okay.
Oh, I literally thought that was a dialogue for a second. I'm so sorry.
Do you have an understanding of what's happened so far in the trial?
Yes, Your Honor, the defense is ready.
Very well. Is the prosecution also ready?
I still can't believe he's only 28.
I'm only 28. Do you know what 28?
No.
I don't know either.
Looks like the judge has become a pretty good mind reader. Well, he's certainly seen more than his fair share of colorful prosecutors. You could say he's something of a veteran of sorts.
Let's see, in the previous part of this trial, we learned that the victim, Clay Terran, died. Escaped from Launchpad 1 carrying the defendant, Solomon Starbuck. There were explosions on the second floor of the Space Center on the rocket itself. Thank you for the sound effects. The two astronauts used the Launchpad 1 corridor to reach the boarding lounge.
And?
How could the victim climb down the ladder if he was carrying the defendant? That was the mystery that needed to be solved.
You can carry
Solved?
You can you can climb ladders with one hand.
But Mr. Justice proved that the victim was killed in the boarding lounge. Prosecutor Blackwell were able to discover any new facts related to this point.
Upon further investigation, we discovered an oxygen tank fragment in the lounge. Surprisingly, it appeared that Justice Dono's argument was correct.
So that means the testimonies of the first two people in the scene are suspect.
There were two people who claimed to be first on the scene. But can we truly trust those statements?
Let's see, the two people were Detective Candace Army and Yuri Cosmos, right? You think that one of them might have given a false statement to the police?
Yes, it's certainly possible. I'm gonna have to do a little more digging.
And just as our team was about to cross-examine the Detective Army, the courtroom bombing incident occurred and the trial was put on hold.
That accursed fellow, he killed my witness! He killed Detective R!
He definitely put the kibosh on anyone asking her about what she saw.
Exactly. In other words, the question of who killed the victim in the boarding lounge has once again become the main focus of this trial.
It's obvious Prosecutor Blackwell still thinks it was Mr. Starbuck. Fulbright said that Blackwell has a thing against the astronaut.
I have a thing against the astronaut.
Nevertheless, the defense argues there was a third person in the lounge, and that's who killed the victim.
Objection. To make such reckless claims in a courtroom takes a bold man.
I like the way
Or a
he,
stupid one.
sorry, I like the way he goes from objection to make such reckless claims, but his objection voice is objection. Anyway.
There was no third person in the boarding lounge. Or have you gone dotty already, old man?
How old is Finks?
He's not listed in the court record.
Yeah, no, I know.
We'll see who's the dotard after I trounce you with my years of experience, little boy.
He's probably like,
In any case, Mr. Starbuck claims he saw someone leaving the lounge. Look at Phoenix getting feisty. Furthermore, a Space Center employee also
Finks is
saw...
always feisty.
Furthermore, half the time he's like, sorry. Furthermore, a Space Center employee also saw a suspicious figure at the scene.
They saw a third person?
They saw in third person?
I did not say that.
Doof? No, I didn't say you did. I was making a joke.
Okay.
It was a joke. It's from my new Jokinator.
I see my sister has been running her mouth.
Doop, doop. Wait.
Is this thing on? Does nobody hear the jokes? Gosh. I don't know how much before Spirit of Justice this takes place, but in Spirit of Justice, Finks is 35.
Jesus, even Phoenix is not that old. Why am... God, I'm old.
No, you're not.
At least the judge is older than me. I hope.
Oh, the judge's like 15, don't you know? I'm very young.
I just have this beard and this haircut to... I'm still doof.
I just graduated judge school not long ago. I'm 18.
Therefore, there's no evidence to indicate that this person was not the defendant. I think I said something before that, but I don't know what.
Huh, I guess the possibility that the figure was Mr. Starbuck is still there.
Well, we lose the end.
I wonder what I should have for lunch today. Did I turn off the lights in the office before I left? Wonder what Trucy's up to right now. Should we get a cat? Oh, anyway.
In brief, needed to determine if a third person was there or not. To this end, we should hear the testimony of one who...
Everything okay over there, little boy?
We should hear the testimony of one of the first people on the scene.
Director Cosmos, huh?
Oh, I don't want to do his voice. Fuck that. I don't remember his voice.
I will, bailiff. Please bring the witness to the stand.
At least it's even. At least I'm Phoenix and you're him, so...
How'd I do his voice? I'm Director Cosmos, yeah.
Oh, I thought he was an Irish pirate.
I don't do Irish voices.
Really? Give it a
Not-
try. I want to hear Irish.
What top of the morning to you, laddies?
That was not his voice. I'm sure of that.
Of course you have, Of course you have, I'm Yuri Cosmos. Director of the Cosmos Space Center was, of course, named after me, Yuri Cosmos. Don't you have anything you wish to ask me?
Looks like he's all geared up to do some bragging.
I'm all geared up to some bragging. 7 years ago, I successfully launched a hat one hand. This voice hung my throat. See, I probably cracked. I remember hung my throat.
okay.
Everyone already knows how brilliant you are. Even I am trying to hold back my tears at seeing such a great man standing before me. So could you please proceed directly to your important testimony?
Ha ha ha! I see this fine young lad has a proper appreciation of greatness. Then allow me to begin my epical testimony that will be recorded in the annals of history.
That speech of Prosecutor Blackwell's just now sounded more to me like he was poking fun at Director Cosmos. It's probably for the best that it sailed right over the director's head.
It's gonna be a long testimony. Now then, Director Cosmos, the condensed version of your illustrious testimony, please.
He did ask for the condensed version.
Thank you. Ha! Night of one, I rushed towards the boarding lounge together. We went via the control room and peeked in from there to see what was going on inside. We saw a figure standing in the middle of the lounge and Taryn lying on the floor. I hate to say it, but I can only imagine the standing figure must have been Starbuck.
That's quite short, actually.
I see. So in your testimony you claim...
Oh, no.
Something
I know.
happened,
I'm sorry.
You arrived on the scene after the two had escaped from the launch pad to the lounge, and just after the victim had been killed.
That was a cat.
Do you want to make a note to cut this part out? Or?
Oh, the humanity! The humanity! What I said is what I saw, and what I saw is what I said. Crazy action to take in the face of such terrifying explosions, wouldn't you say? Same by me, I went personally into the epicenter of danger. Risking my own life for this!
Well, what do you know? It sounds like the director really cares about his men. Yeah, although it sounds more like he was scared and just had a peek from far away.
If the French made to cross-examine the witness.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yippee.
If I got that cat, would it sit on my shoulder like Blackwell's bird does? Could it guard me from the bird? Would it eat the bird? Oh, anyway, Your Honor. Director Cosmos' testimony is pretty vague. I should have saved the thinking joke when he was actually thinking. Damn. I didn't know he was going to start thinking here. I blew it all.
I didn't know Fix could think.
I'm going to have to press him and draw out more information before I do anything else. Even getting that cat. Press this motherfucker!
Take the warrant, I rushed to the boarding line.
You don't have to reread
That's
it.
green text, I forgot.
Where were you coming from?
The 6th floor, we were making sure his stragglers made their way to the 4th floor. It was deadly hard about stop, I can tell, and hurried to the 3rd floor lounge. On my galactic scooter here, of course.
Why do you keep calling it galactic? Does it have something to do with space?
Of course, it's specifically designed to be used on galactic battleships.
I see. Then I take it works in 0G too?
Sadly, no, with the current state of technology as it is. I'm afraid it would just float about and be galactically useless.
Oh, that's a galactic bomber.
I see. So you rushed to the boarding lounge on your space-age pogo stick. And we got to the scene, what did you see? I love playing over-the-top characters.
What?
Like, this guy lets my voice by, but like when he goes over the top.
Let's see. According to this diagram, you didn't have to go through the control room to get to boarding lounge 1. It looks like you could have gone there from the southern corridor as well.
Yes, but I, in no haste, that must have had me to the control room. All I could do was merely follow behind her.
I see.
So we peeked in the boarding lounge from the control room door and...
You know, it'd almost make more sense if we just skipped their dialogue the first time and only read it when we were cross-examining them. Because they always end on like an ellipse to where they go into the next bit of dialogue, so it almost thematically might make more sense. I'm just saying...
When I'm playing, I don't always press everything.
Okay.
So then maybe all dialogue wouldn't be seen. Like the green text.
But the green text will still all be seen.
So I can bring another.
You can still go back
to
through all the
cut
green
this part
text.
out?
Huh?
I can bring another note to cut this part
Why
out.
is the part need to be cut out?
I don't know.
Everything needs to be cut out, man.
What if I got 2 cats, one for each shoulder?
This is the thing about that silhouette.
So you couldn't see who that figure was, clearly, or what they were doing?
Sorry, the only thing I could tell was that I was a person standing motionless. The defendant, no doubt, staring aghast at his deed. What other explanation is there?
So close. Without evidence, I can't prove that person's the third party. I wish we got that line in the previous episode. That would have been a lot funnier.
I don't relish in this hand.
I even less ketchup and mustard in it. Oh, that's me. Aura Blackwell also saw... Oh, so my turn to talk, Your Honor. My apologies. Aura Blackwell also saw a suspicious figure in the lounge. But she gave the statement that it was too dark to see the person's face clearly. Huh?
I was trying to make a joke about like she has
Yes, same word. We're just pronouncing it differently.
Yeah. I was trying to make a joke, but like...
Did you see this figure's face clearly?
No, not clearly. The lights they were holding illuminated their around their feet at the time. But that I could see little else.
That's why I could see Taryn, but I couldn't see who the other boys was. Is he claiming he could see Taryn's face?
So for all you know, it might not have been Mr. Starbuck, isn't that correct?
I'd like to believe that, but Starbuck isn't a match, give him more.
There was no but there.
Well, you shut up.
And it completely ruined the statement.
Shut up.
When the witness entered the boarding lounge, there was no third person there.
With that rare occasion when a but actually ruins the circumstances. Or the situation. That rare moment when saying circumstances of situation ruins the joke.
Great. Isn't that correct? Great space.
Ha! I got you to break, Blackwell! Woo! Score one for Phoenix!
Yes, that's right. Only Starbuck and Taryn were there by that time. After he peeked in the lounge, only went dark and the figure vanished.
You mean they disappeared? That's odd. Oh my god, it's one of the magicians again. It was Trucy. Trucy did it.
The reason the figure appeared to vanish is because it was the defendant. When the witnesses weren't looking, he fell to the floor and feigned unconsciousness.
Wait, that one guy's still around, right? Or did he go to jail?
Which one guy?
The other wizard who's not Trucy's dad.
The yellow one?
Yeah.
I forget.
He did it.
He may have gone to jail. There's another wizard in the next game. There's
Wizard?
one.
He's a magician, not a wizard.
You call him a wizard.
I didn't call him. Did I call him a wizard?
Basically, you did.
I don't. Did I say wizard?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to watch this.
I'm
video.
pretty sure he said wizard.
Well, if I said wizard, I'm a fucking idiot.
And then I also said wizard because you said wizard.
That's why I said magician.
I'm gonna have to watch this video to find out.
Hold on, Director Cosmos. Did you ever take your eyes off of the scene?
Just for a brief instant, but as long as it takes for a shooting star to go by.
If you took your eyes off the scene, then the third person could have escaped during that time.
What escape route could this part have used?
I would have gone root, but
I usually say about.
the judge is Canadian. Oh, that's me again. The direction.
He is.
Huh?
His brother is.
The odds are he is too.
They could be like half brothers or something. I don't know, maybe his brother was just raised in Canada.
That's my half brother from the Canadian side. There's Doof again. What the fuck?
What you didn't do?
Oh, Roger is actually from Canada, not Drusselstein. The direction opposite of the control room, the southern door to the elevators. It's part of me wishing I'd made Phoenix Doof. An Edgeworth? Perry the Edgeworth? What? No, a prosecutor? Perry the prosecutor? That was better. There's no security lock on that door, so it would have been possible to escape that way.
All things are possible, White Dodo. The real question is, do you have any proof? If we're just talking possibilities, we can use professor whatever we'd like. An inmate who used to be a university professor and lunar researcher used to say that there's a kingdom of little green men who live under the surface of the moon.
As long as they don't punish us in the name of said moon for what we've done to it.
But I say, where's your proof that this quaint kingdom exists?
He's calling your theory a work of fiction, boss. And he's right. I don't have any proof yet. Still, I'd really like to get that cat. If I had that cat, I bet people would take me more seriously. The southern door was a possible escape route. I'd better make a mental note of that. Director Cosmos, may I ask you a question? Yes?
Sorry.
Why did you look away from the boarding lounge?
There's actually another tale of bravery behind the answer to that. A detective arm saw the figure raise her gun. Being a great humanitarian protector of mankind, I tried to stop him. Oh.
What? You're saying Detective Arm raised her gun as soon as she saw the figure?
A matter of instance, as a detective told her they were the killer.
I don't know about that. And were you able to prevent Detective Army from firing her gun?
I'm afraid I was too late. I was unable to stop her. She identified herself clearly and then... has fired 2 warning shots at the shadowy figure. There's information about Detective Orm's action. This information about Detective Orm's action sounds critically important. Please add to your testimony. Detective Orm fired 2 warning shots.
That's doing tech.
And neither of these 2 shots hit the culprit?
That is correct. The detective appears to have missed on purpose.
But did she really? There's something about this that bothers me. So Detective Orm fired 2 warning shots, did she? That's the first time that info has come out. I wonder if I can find any inconsistencies. Am I back to the beginning now?
Apparently this year is when Apollo Justice takes place.
126.
Yeah.
I
I was looking at Valiant Grammys wiki page, the Yellow Magician, and according to it, he was arrested. It lists October 2026 as his arrest.
I can't even
time.
remember. Did he even commit a crime? I can't even remember.
Well, he didn't kill the guy, but he did lie.
2 shots, but only 1 bullet hole. Does that seem like maybe the inconsistency? Or 2 shots, but only 1 bullet casing? Or only 1 bullet?
Not sure, maybe.
What?
Probably.
Phoenix took the time to say something about, that's the first time I've heard about 2 shots being fired. I wonder if I can find any inconsistencies.
Can save for doing anything.
That's my my best guess.
Always be saving.
Maybe it's always been saving.
Indeed, indeed.
Are you sure they were really paying attention to what Detective Orm was doing?
You doubt my words, words shall someday be written down in the history books.
Somehow I don't think that those exact words will ever be written down in any history books.
If you want to know the exact date, April 20th is when Apollo Justice starts.
Mr. Wright, could you please explain yourself so that we can all understand?
What's this date?
Oh. I'll figure it out. Years later, probably. A year later, at least, I'd say.
There's like a whole timeline.
Yeah.
You say the Detective Army fired 2 warning shots. You said that this was the year that Apollo Justice takes place, though.
This year. 2026.
A real life year, not
Yeah.
in-game year. See, you confused me. I thought you were saying the same year as we're watching now.
Oh, no, I'm saying real life year.
And yet only 1 bullet hole was ever found at the scene.
What?
Only 1 bullet hole means the gun was only fired once. Unless she's a really good shot and she put that second one right through the exact same hole, which is really unlikely. And yet Director Cosmos is saying Detective Army fired 2 shots. No editor would allow such a glaring contradiction into a history. Yeah, I'm just gonna let that go.
Unfortunately for you, the witness's words are true. We confirm that 2 shots were fired from Detective Arm's gun. Armies.
But there was only 1 bullet hole at the scene. I mean, Lando calls him Hand, so we can go Arm and Army. Where did the other bullet hole vanish to?
Ah!
See if I had that cat! What cat? Justice don't know. Wait.
You should
Right,
know
don't
the
know.
answer to that already.
Really?
During the previous trials, an oxygen tank was presented as evidence. We've already discussed that it was ruptured in the lounge, have we not? Well, it appears that the thing that ruptured it was a bullet. A bullet that was found near the tank, to be precise. This bullet was fired from a .38 caliber gun, the same caliber as the detective's gun.
But the bullet we have is a much lower caliber.
Yeah, isn't it 10 caliber?
Yeah.
So that was a second gun.
Second shooter on the grassy knoll. The rifling march also march. Fuck.
The rifling marks also match.
I can't even steal your voice
As he
correctly.
says to his bird.
There's no question that the bullet was fired from Detective Armor's gun.
We should, all the blue text, we should have an official narrator voice. Bullet from Army's gun, added to the court record. That would not be the official narrator's voice.
Rifling marks. They're like a gun's fingerprints on a bullet, correct?
Fucking doof again.
Yeah, there's 2027. This game.
Examining the rifling marks on a bullet can tell us what gun it was fired from?
Yes, you've been over like 17 cases with this. The other bullet came to a stop near the victim's oxygen tank. The evidence confirms the director's statement that the detective fired 2 shots.
A beautiful contradiction. Gone. All gone. And I don't have my cat.
This is December 2027.
So that bullet hole is from a .38 caliber, huh? I better update the record. Okay, now where do I present the other bullet? Judge it, Judge.
Very good. Now we know the fate of both the shots Detective Vaughn fired. Mr. White, did that clear up all your questions?
Detective Army fired 2 warning shots. One hit the holographic display and the other hit the oxygen tank. Does that really clear up everything about what happened at the scene? No, Your Honor, it doesn't. Detective Army fired 2 warning shots from a .38 caliber gun. But that doesn't explain the existence of a certain piece of evidence found at the scene. A piece that points to the existence of a third person.
Oh?
Well, but do to keep us ring, Mr. White. A piece of evidence suggests the possibility of a third person.
I'm not saving here. I know what this is.
The bullet.
The bullet.
And what is this metal pellet supposed to be?
Just a little something of great importance we found at the crime scene, Your Honor.
You found it where?
In a floor gutter at the crime scene, it looks like the police and prosecution both missed it. Furthermore, this is a 10 caliber bullet, making it much smaller than one of Detective Army's .38 calibers.
Then that means...
Exactly. One more person must have been there in the lounge. A third person who had a gun that could fire 10 caliber bullets. He didn't even move when he did that. I think he just farted or something. And if that's true, it explains why Detective Army fired warning shots. This third person fired at Detective Army and Director Cosmos with their gun, and in return the detective fired her warning shots. Isn't that how it really went down, Director Cosmos?
Ha ha ha! It looks like you deduced my miraculous tale of survival. Yes, absolutely correct. The mystery person fired upon us.
Why did you say that already?
Because
What?
What's this now?
I didn't even
he's
press anything there,
probably
sorry.
Right, he looks short. That's a really tall segue thing he's on. What? You never breathed a word of any of this to me before.
Ha ha ha! Well, all great men have a secret or two, don't you know?
Foolish old geezer.
So Director Cosmos really has been hiding the presence of a third person all along. Director Cosmos, I want you to testify to the court about what you really saw.
Bah. Maybe a very great man, but my court we are just another witness. You won't receive a special treatment here. Now, please give accurate testimony. I'll consider it.
Yeah, this has not been short. He's talked a lot.
Detective Vaughn and I rushed to the control room together. In the lounge, saw a figure standing in the middle of the room and tearing on the floor. We were still in the control room to the east when the figure fired us. Pew pew.
And that, okay, you can already contradict that. It was found in the grate, on the opposite side of the room.
Given there's no third person in the lounge when the witness entered it, does this mean that the person who fired the gun had to have been the defendant?
Not necessarily. It's still possible that it was someone else. Most likely, as soon as Detective Army and Director Cosmos discovered this person, they escaped through the southern door, the one that didn't have a security lock. Objection! Double-edged swords are a tricky lot. Mishandle one and it is you who is cut down.
Double-edged swords are a tricky lot. Mishandle one is you who is cut down. But
Huh?
your reasoning could apply if Space Boy were the killer as well.
I just realized his hair looks like Johnny's when it hasn't been brushed in a while and we put it back in a ponytail. It's really bushy. I don't think he really brushes his hair very often.
Alrighty. Think about it. After being discovered, he could have fired the 10 caliber gun. Detective Arm responded by firing 2 warning shots. All he had to do was feign unconsciousness to invent the possibility of a third person.
But Mr. Starbuck didn't have a gun in his possession when he was found by the police, nor has a gun been found at the crime scene. An absence can only be explained if there was a third party who took it with them.
There's a cat.
Record the existence of a trash chute in the boarding lounge. The defendant could have simply thrown the gun down the chute.
But you can't deny the possibility of a third person leaving with the weapon.
It's up to you to prove that possibility. And trust you haven't forgotten my little piece of decisive evidence.
What evidence?
Why, the detonators which was found in Mr. Starbuck's pocket, naturally. The most compelling evidence of all tells us that he is the culprit.
By the bird.
I did forget about that.
Look, your boldness, how deliciously obvious it is that they lack the evidence to rival mine.
Wow, he sliced our third person theory to ribbons and served it to us, just like that.
Yes, well, I have a question of my own, actually. That bullet that the mysterious figure shot, what did it hit exactly? It hit me. It hit me.
There.
So that means you're a ghost?
I was wondering you would realize that your boldness. Dr. Cosmos is an authentic, bona fide ghost. He can even pass through walls.
I think he just turned into a
Prosecutor Blackwell, shame on you for teasing the nice old gentleman.
Your boldness was all in jest. Please show yourself again.
Are you sure? In that case, how did you manage to survive being shot, Dr. Cosmos? Ha ha ha! I'm glad you asked. It was a miracle befitting a great history-making figure such as myself. The bullet hit my glorious medal of honor. Whereby ricochet that saved my life.
Wait, a star on the professor.
On him, yeah.
On
On Yuri, I got you.
on the pie, kind of looks like the Mario star.
Okay. That's unbelievable. I had to check this out. Oh, wow, look at that. There's one extra GYAXA star. The odds are literally astronomical. I guess it really was a miracle. It's beginning to really feel like the Cosmos is watching out for Director Cosmos.
Why did you conceal this information, Dr. Cosmos? A great man such as myself has to hide things on occasion, no matter how much it hurts.
Fuck, that does look like the Mario star.
See?
You see it?
Which part?
The star on his...
Oh yeah, right there. That's very much the most.
Yeah.
It is the plight of the truly great. It may be hard for this generation to understand.
I don't know, but it sounds fishy to me. What else is he hiding? Let's just cross-examine him and see what we can find out.
Now then, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
We've already heard all about that part. Don't you have any new information?
Well, let me see. If I have about an hour or two, I can tell you all about the Hat One Miracle.
We already know all about that, too. Tell us about something related to this incident.
I see. You want to know about incidents. Well, then let me tell you about the many incidents that made me the man I am today. Yes, if the time, I'll tell you all about the upbringing of this great man.
You told us all about that already as well. What we need now is your testimony.
I already tell you all about my upbringing. I don't recall doing so.
I apologize.
Dr. Cosmos, perhaps it's better. Perhaps you could save your boastful tales.
You could have just rolled with it.
Perhaps you could save your boastful tales for later.
I can't speak shit.
If I must. Well, we peeked in through the control room door and couldn't speak because fucking...
Okay, so maybe I shouldn't press on everything this time around.
Why?
Well, because he just went on this really long soliloquy that led to nothing. So I
Oh.
figured that was the game, so I was saying, yeah, you're just wasting your time here.
Well, to be fair, this happens when you press most of the time.
Okay. Back to pressing everything.
I'm not saying do
Even
it.
though it felt like you were criticizing me for it earlier, even though you're the one who taught me to press everything, so I'm really getting mixed signals
Play however
here.
you want.
But it was dark, so you couldn't see this figure's face. Isn't that right?
Yes, the room was deep as dark, outer space itself. Spring of outer space from the Hot 1.7 years ago.
If it's about that Hat One miracle again,
Do you believe in
you can
miracles?
sod off and tell it to a stray mutt.
Ha ha ha! Actually, I hear no reason why the animal world should hear my greatness.
And so they shall. But first, your testimony. What happened next?
He's literally just going on about nothing. I really feel like I'm not supposed to be pressing.
Okay, yeah. Do whatever you want, man. Play however you want.
Okay, so Director Cosmos was in the control room to the east, and while he was there, he was shot by someone with a 10 caliber gun. But the bullet hit his metal, so he was able to escape with his life. He's a very lucky man. No wonder people think he's great. I'm pretty lucky myself, so if he's a great man, then I'm the king of all the cosmos.
I mean, even if it ricocheted off his metal, it shouldn't have gone to the other side of the room.
Yeah, probably. That was literally the last. There was one more thing to press on.
Yeah.
Sorry. I hit a joystick. I didn't know accidentally hitting the left stick would make it advance. Well, I guess I should have figured that since hitting the D-pad makes it advance. So in other words, you were fired at while you were at the control room door.
That's correct.
Something not quite right about that. Director Cosmos, the bullet this person fired hit you, isn't that right?
Yes, I'm a miracle. A miracle befitting a great history-making figure such as myself. The bullet the figure fired hit me while I was in the control. As the cosmos would have it, the bullet bounced off my glorious Medal of Honor.
In that case, the bullet should have wound up somewhere around the control room door. Okay, so Director Cosmos was in the control room to the east.
Oh, I think that's the loop dialogue, isn't it? That we already read.
Yeah, I should have just presented. I'm sorry. I've ruined your whole playthrough.
Nah.
You should fire me from the series.
Nah.
Did I just present the bullet again? Because I don't really...
The bullet.
Huh?
The bullet.
Okay, so the bullet it is.
Bullet.
Director Cosmos, I believe you are telling this great court a glorious lie.
A great man like me tell a lie? I've never heard such a thing in all of history.
My accusation is based on the positions of the people who were in the lounge. According to your testimony, you and Detective Army were near the control room door, and the mystery figure was standing in the middle of the boarding lounge. If, as you say, the figure fired a gun at you from this position, then the bullet would have traveled in this direction. However, we found the 10 caliber bullet here.
Oh. Damn.
This trajectory and where the bullet was actually found contradict each other. Director Cosmos, where were you really when you were being shot at?
Ah!
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the human merry-go-round.
Don't tell me you forgot already. Didn't the witness himself just tell you the bullet hit his metal? Of this, there's no mistake.
But in that case, the bullet should have been found near the east side of the room. Are you trying to say that you can explain this inconsistency?
Of course.
I didn't what?
Oh, great Director Cosmos.
Yes, is there something you'd like me to expound upon?
You're in fact not in the conform to the east, were you? You were looking to the lounge from the door to the south, is that not right?
What are you getting at?
Use your own brain. Your head must have some use other than housing that bird's nest.
Bird's nest? Why does everyone pick on my hair?
Director Cosmos and the detective witnessed the scene from the southern door. The killer fired at them there, and that's why the bullet was found in the south.
That makes some sense, actually.
That makes some sense. Also, the witness being at the southern door is rather favorable for the prosecution.
I got a bad feeling about this.
How about it, Director? If you don't tell me the truth this time. Handcuffs! You'll become but rust upon my sword. I relish the chance to cut down a great man. Alright, I'll tell the truth. Just put your sword away. You're correct. I am the great Yuri Cosmos. Was looking into the room from the southern door.
What? That's the complete opposite of all the testimony he's given so far. And I still don't have my cat!
And now you've lost your possibility that a third person was in the room.
Not really.
The director and the detective were near the southern door. Meaning the killer couldn't have escaped through there. The western door required print recognition. The corridor beyond was filled with smoke. The only escape route left was the eastern control room door. And the only way to get through there was with Director Cosmos' fingerprints. In short, there'd be no escape for any third person had there been one.
My third person just disappeared. And one of Trucy's magic tricks.
Damn.
Wasn't one of the fingerprint things disabled, though?
Maybe.
That's a possibility. It's also a possibility that Yuri killed him.
Yeah. Order on the court. Dr. Cosmos, why you tell us an outrageous lie? You're covering for the defendant. Isn't that right? Yes. It's all for the love of my men. If I said it, I was in the eastern control room. It'll mean the culprit could have escaped through the southern door. It'll mean that there could have been a third person. All I wanted to do was protect Starbuck. I said I was in the control room to invent an escape route for a third person.
A convoluted lie. Is he really covering for the defendant?
It looks like we've come to a conclusion. That the defendant's argument, the possibility of a third person, has crumbled.
No!
It's over.
Yikes, the judge is about to hand down his verdict. Think, Phoenix, think. This is the perfect time to try and turn my thinking around. Maybe not a cat. Maybe a chinchilla. A mongoose, perhaps. A ferret. But a third person had no way of escaping the scene. Then what if one of the people at the scene was this third person? Wait! What if the whole premise is all wrong? Director Cosmos said that he and Detective Army rushed to the scene together. But what if that premise isn't true? What if one of them reached the scene before the other one? And if that person entered the lounge, then they would be the third person. Judge Man.
The defendant is the only one who could have killed the victim and shot the director.
There doesn't appear to be any room for argument against these claims. I will now render my verdict.
Objection! Please wait, Your Honor. There is still one possibility.
Oh, this had better be good, Mr. Wright.
There is one and only person who could have escaped from the scene, and that person would be the first person who arrived on the scene. Then, upon entering the boarding lounge, the second person to arrive came via the southern door. That's why the first person fled from the room, using an escape route that was accessible only to them.
Very well, let's hear more about this theory.
Can you go get Bubby a water, please?
Oh.
I'll play charades over here.
Read your dialogue. Read your dialogue.
I escaped from the bung lounge. I didn't want to interrupt the dialogue.
What? But that's... Mr. Wright, what are you claiming here?
Of all the people who were at the scene, only the witness could have escaped. The director is the only one with the authority to open the control room door, after all.
But that means...
Yep. The true identity of the third person is our current witness, Director Yuri Cosmos.
Ah!
What?
What? Hold on, there's an error up.
Mr. Wright, will you explain yourself in more detail?
Can't speak today.
I assert that Director Cosmos arrived at the scene before Detective Army, and entered the boarding lounge alone. Detective Army arrived after that, and saw a suspicious figure who was actually Director Cosmos standing in the lounge. And that's why she fired those 2 warning shots.
Damn it! I'm here on the starboard side!
You spin me right round, spin me right round.
Captain Wright, it's a direct hit on the enemy ship, sir. A magnificent shot.
Gah! Warning shot 5 from the enemy ship. Prepare to intercept!
Cosmos, you've told a lie in this court once again.
I'm here on the port side. The enemy has called in reinforcements.
Earth to Cosmos Control Center, requesting permission to ask that you return to reality.
My ship will not go down to anything less than the ultimate weapon of evidence.
But I do have evidence. In fact, you could say that your battleship bears its scar. If Director Cosmos is the third person Ara Blackwell saw, this third person fired Detective Army and Director Cosmos with their gun. And in return, the detective fired her warning shots. Isn't that how it really went down, Director Cosmos?
Ha ha ha! It looks like you deduced my miraculous tale of survival. Yes, you're absolutely correct. The mystery person fired upon us.
Well, your voice is a little different, but...
Director Cosmos must have been the one who fired the 10 caliber gun.
Pew.
And Detective Army discovered him in the lounge. It only makes sense that he would have turned and shot at her. Therefore, the evidence on the director's body is of a different kind of relevance than before. Once we compare it against another piece of evidence, the mark that you receive from the third party will be all the proof we need to prove that you were the one there in the lounge.
Brace for further impact.
Comparison against this piece of evidence will prove that you were the one in the lounge. Which bullet? I guess Army's bullet. That's the one it had to come from. The 38 caliber bullet found on the floor at the scene didn't hit the oxygen tank. It hit Director Cosmos' metal. If we have that ricochet mark on the metal analyzed, I'm sure the caliber will match up. And if that mark proves to be from a 38 caliber bullet, it will prove that you are the third person we've been looking for.
The bird destroyed. Losing out to all hands of battleship. That's true. What about the bullet that had the oxygen tank?
It was the 10 caliber bullet. In other words, it was the bullet fired by Yuri Cosmos. Isn't that right, Director?
No, you've got it all wrong. What the internet thought again? It's a miracle I'm not going down yet. Well, stop this at once and confess the truth.
If you don't want the history books to say that a great man was a great liar, then accept your fate and tell the truth.
Are you giving me orders? Me, the great director of the Cosmos Space Center? Ah, but the Cosmos revolves around me!
You spin me right round, spin me right round.
Ah, someone get me out of this thing!
A rare two-shot.
Oh, no, in the cart. I'll someone please stop the windows from spinning. Phew, thank goodness we were stopping the spinning off the face of the earth.
While he was twirling, I took the liberty of running an analysis on the mark on the metal. It was made by a 38 caliber bullet, matching it with the size of Detective Army's firearm.
Ah! Are you ready to confess the truth, witness? No, you've got it all wrong. There's no misunderstanding.
Is he going to start piling on more lies? It looks like it. But no matter how many lies he tells, I'll just expose them. One by one. I'll make that big liar tell the truth. Why can't you just admit it and let's get done with this case?
Oh, to be continued.
Oh.
Thanks for episode, guys. Again, I can go because of multiple name.
Just admit it.
Good night.
Gabby the game night, Gabby the game night, Gabby the game night, yay. Come on and watch her play. New games every other day. If you subscribe now, you won't miss out on any of the action. So come on, click that subscribe button.